Hello PBMA community, this is Brandon Nagasar for the Wave Makers, bringing you closer to the action and stories happening within our school community. Let's dive into our quick updates for this week, November 3rd to November 7th. Here's Marissa and Sophia for Shark Bites.
Good morning, Sharks. My name is Marissa.
And I'm Sophia.
And here are some quick Shark updates.
After-school tutoring is back. Need extra help in reading, math, or science? Join our after-school tutoring services. Reading will be Monday and Wednesday. Math will be Tuesday and Thursday. Science, Monday and Wednesday. Time will be from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. Transportation will not be provided.
Hey Sharks, don't miss your chance to capture the memories. The 2025 yearbook is on sale for just $34 each until December 31st. Secondary students, go to yearbookordercenter.com and remember to use the code 26591 when ordering. Secure your copy before the prices go up.
A quick reminder about the 10-10 rule. No passes during the first or last 10 minutes of class. Let's stay focused and make every minute of learning count.
Sharks, remember all cell phone and electronic devices must be placed in your yonder pouches during the first period and kept there throughout the day. This helps avoid class disruptions and keeps everyone focused on learning. Let's stay present, stay focused, and keep our classrooms distraction-free.
There is no school Tuesday next week, November 11th, due to Veterans Day. Sharks, don't forget to subscribe to PBMA's official YouTube channel where you can see all the Wave Makers episodes. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
That's it for this week's Quick Shark Updates. Back to you, Brandon.
Seniors took an important step toward becoming responsible and prepared citizens as they attended the CPR/AED training held on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, in room 215. The hands-on session was conducted in partnership with Palm Beach Fire Rescue, who provided expert instruction on life-saving techniques such as cardiopulmonary resuscitation and the proper use of automated external defibrillators/AEDs. The training was organized by Ms. Balakog and Nurse Frankie as the event coordinator, who aimed to equip students with essential emergency response skills that could one day help save lives. Students actively participated throughout the session, practicing chest compressions and learning how to respond calmly and effectively during real-life emergencies. The event underscored the school's commitment to health education, safety, and community partnership, empowering students with practical knowledge that extends beyond the classroom. Students from Mr. Davali's 9th grade class, Ms. Belcock's 10th grade class, and 10th grade students from Philippine Science High School Caraga Region campus took part in an international training on global citizenship through cultural and language exchange, held on October 31st, 2025. Prior to the live training, both classes engaged in an interactive Padlet activity where students introduced themselves, shared their interests and hobbies, and exchanged messages with their international peers. The online activity helped break the ice and set the tone for a meaningful cross-cultural dialogue. The training aimed to foster cross-cultural understanding, empathy, and collaboration between students from both countries. Through short dialogues and cultural presentations, participants explored what it means to be a global citizen in an interconnected world. During the session, students reflected on the importance of appreciating diversity, respecting cultural differences, and strengthening their sense of responsibility toward global harmony and sustainable development. The program highlighted how digital platforms can bridge borders, promoting friendship and understanding among young people from diverse backgrounds. As one participant shared, it's inspiring to realize how much we can learn from one another, even if we live oceans apart. Through initiatives like this, PBMA and Philippines Science High School Caraga continue to empower students to become open-minded, compassionate, and active members of the global community. On November 5th, 2025, PBMA juniors and seniors visited Palm Beach State College for an exciting campus field trip. Students toured classrooms and facilities, learned about college programs, scholarships, and career paths, and spoke with PBSC staff and students about campus life. The trip gave students a valuable glimpse into college opportunities and helped them prepare for their next steps after graduation. Way to go, Sharks! Your future starts now. Now it's time to check out what the skies have in store. Here's Alberto Medina with this week's Weather Watch, bringing you the latest updates so you're ready for anything, rain or shine.
Hello PBMA community, welcome back to the Weather Watch where I give the forecast for the next 6 days. Today, some clouds, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms today. Highs will be around the low 80s. Winds will be 6 to 8 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 20%. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms until midnight. Lows around the lower 70s, winds around 5 miles per hour, chance of rain also 20%. Today's risk. For today, there is a high risk of rip currents at our beaches today, along with minor risk of coastal flooding during high tides, so enjoy the beach with caution today. Here's our 6-day forecast summary. This weekend will be a little wet with moderate rain chances during the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-80s and lows in the mid to low 70s. However, during this time, an Arctic blast will come down into the United States, bringing cold temps into South Florida Monday night. Temperatures will drop into the mid to lower 50s and maybe high 40s if we are unlucky/lucky enough. Tuesday will also have high temps in the low 70s due to the blast, but temperatures will climb back into the higher 70s. This is a rare event for South Florida. That's our weather forecast for today. Sharks, remember, our weather can be unpredictable, so always be ready for anything. And stay tuned for the upcoming Arctic blast from your local news stations. I'm Alberto Medina, your school weatherman. Back to you, Brandon.
Now it's time for our Shark Sports Updates.
Hey, I'm Lloyd Madu, and this is the Scoreboard for the latest sports news at PBMA. Both our boys soccer and basketball team dominated Somerset Wellington. Here's Ryan with more details.
The PBMA middle school boys soccer team won their match against the Somerset Wellington Wolves. 8th grader Joel Perez had 2 goals in the contest, including an Olympico from a corner kick. Andres Amaya, Naylin Flores, and Eduardo Moran also scored in the 5-0 win against Wellington.
The PBMA High School boys basketball team kicked off their season with an impressive victory on Tuesday, defeating Somerset Wellington with a final score of 27-19. Leading the way for the Sharks was Adam E., who delivered a standout performance with 11 points, setting the stone for the team's first win. Marvin Bertrand and Gabriel Morel also made key contributions, which adding 6 points to help to secure the win. Under the leadership of Coach Jacob and Coach Rosame, the Sharks showcased strong teamwork, energy, and defense throughout the game. With this opening victory, the team holds a 1-0 record and looks to keep their winning momentum as they prepare for the next matchup this Friday against Slam. Girls basketball won in a thriller on Wednesday against Somerset DBK in their second game of the season. Foul trouble kept the game close, but Carly Godoy hit the buzzer beater in the fourth quarter that won the Sharks the game 12-10. The Little Girl Sharks are now 2-0 on the season. Great job, girls.
Stay tuned for highlights, game scores, and upcoming matches as our athletes continue to show teamwork, dedication, and Shark pride. This time, we'll share strategies to help you stay focused, confident, and ready to succeed inside and outside the classroom. Sharks, here's a quick boost of smart tips and positive energy with Aaliyah for Brainwaves.
Hi everyone, Aaliyah here, and welcome to this week's #Brainwave. With exams coming up, I'm here to share a quick few and practical test-taking strategies to help you ride the waves to success. Tip 1. Prepare early. First, don't cram the night before. Review your notes a little each day. It helps your brain remember more and keeps you from feeling overwhelmed. Tip 2. Rest and recharge. Next, get enough sleep before test day. A tired brain won't perform at its best, so put the phone away and wake up early and refreshed and ready. Tip 3. Read carefully. During the test, take your time and read every question carefully. Sometimes the keywords like not or except make all the difference. Tip 4. Skip and return. If you get stuck, skip the question and come back later. Don't waste time stressing. Answer the easy ones first and build up your confidence. Tip 5. Double check your work, and before you turn in your test, review your answers if time allows. A few extra seconds could catch small mistakes that make a big difference. Remember, confidence comes from preparation. Believe in what you study, stay calm, and trust yourself. You've got this. This has been Aaliyah for the Brainwave, reminding you to stay positive, stay focused, and keep making waves.
Joining us today is Mr. Diwali, one of our dedicated ELA and digital media teachers here at PBMA, who continues to inspire students through his passion for learning and hailed as Teacher of the Month. Mr. Diwali is known for mentorship and commitment to helping students shine both in and beyond the classroom. Here's Zoe Covedo for The Lighthouse.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Lighthouse, where we shine a light on inspiring people in our PBMA community. Today we're excited to have with us Mr. Osias Davale, our high school English language arts and digital media teacher. He's known for guiding students to think critically, write creatively, and express their voices through media projects like Wavemakers. Welcome, Mr. Davale.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Could you tell us a little background about yourself and what inspired you to teach both English and digital media?
I am Mr. Osai Soriolo del Valle. I handle English or ELA and digital media for this academic year. I started working here year 2023, so this has been my third year already in the community. With regards to my educational background, I major in English for both my bachelor's and master's degree, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD in the same field. So my love for literature is innate in me, both personally and professionally. During academic years, 2020 to 2022, in the Philippines, at the height of the pandemic, we were given this unique opportunity to be able to upskill, reskill, and cross-skill, which allowed us to enhance and utilize our digital media skills in the classroom. So when I was given this opportunity to handle digital media last year, I embraced the challenge. I remember when Mr. Perry asked me to if I'm ready to use the green screen stuff in my digital media. And I was actually caught off guard because it's going to be my first time. It's going to be my students' first time using the stuff because last year we only focused on editing photos and writing captions for the yearbook, but it's going to be a different thing this time. So while I may not have mastered all more complex topics in the subject, I could say that my background in digital media has enabled me to guide my students effectively and help them harness their creativity in today's digital world.
How do you think these two subjects connect with each other?
I believe that language and media are all about storytelling. English teaches us to express our ideas clearly. Digital media, on the other hand, gives us tools to be able to transform these ideas to life visually and emotionally. So when combined, it empowers students to communicate effectively, whether on pen or on screen.
Your students have worked on amazing media projects like Wavemakers. What do you think are the most important skills they learned from these experiences?
Well, projects like Wavemakers actually teach students collaboration, responsibility, leadership, and creativity. It's more than just about filming. It's about learning how to adapt, learning how to respect each other's ideas, learning how to communicate. So the best part here is that you discover your own voice and you realize that each story matters. I also make sure that my students always practice professionalism, even at a very young age, because we are actually asking favors from these professionals. You are talking to professionals. So that's why I want you guys to always be respectful and always imbibe professionalism at all times.
As an ELA teacher, how do you help students see the connection between reading, writing, and expressing themselves through multimedia?
Well, everything starts with understanding. Whether you are writing a novel or creating a short film, I always tell my students that writing a script is just like writing an essay. The only difference is that here, the camera becomes your pen. So once they see that storytelling takes many forms, they begin to appreciate literature and media as same sides of the same creative coin.
Lastly, what message or advice would you like to share with students who want to pursue creative and meaningful storytelling through media?
My advice is simple. Create with purpose. Don't just make videos. Tell stories that spark emotion, awareness, change. So I also remind my students that every frame, every word, every sound has power, and you gotta be able to use that power to be able to make people think, connect, and inspire. And Zoe, I just wanted to add, because 98% of my students in both digital media and research class are graduating this year. So I wanted to add that one of my favorite hosts, Tony Gonzaga, once said, enjoy your youth, but never destroy your future. You gotta celebrate your energy, celebrate your wins in life, celebrate your dreams. But remember that the choices you make today shapes the path ahead. So always be guided by integrity and keep working hard. And you have to make a future that you'll be proud of someday.
Thank you so much, Mr. Davale, for sharing your insights and inspiration. We're lucky to have teachers like you who help students turn creativity into impact.
This has been The Lighthouse, where we continue to highlight the brilliance within PBMA. See you next time.
On this episode of Leading with Purpose, we're featuring a leader who guides our teachers and students towards success with vision, dedication, and heart. Let's join Alexis Olsen as she sits down with Mr. Seychelles to talk about leadership, learning, and the PBMA spirit.
Welcome back to Leading with Purpose. Today we're shining the spotlight on one of our educators from the math department, Mr. Setcher. He is not only a dedicated math teacher, but also the math department leader, guiding both students and teachers towards success in numbers and beyond. Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Setcher.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
I do have a couple questions for you. What do you enjoy most about working with your students and seeing their growth in math?
Well, when it comes to being here, I've been here for about 8 or 9 years. I've had you a couple times. The best part about being here is about seeing the students that I taught a long time ago, watching them grow. So for me, it's all about the relationships that you build. It's not so much about the material that you're teaching, but it's about molding young minds, getting to know people, me learning from you, you teaching me teaching you math, me helping you with grammar, me helping you with your language, your manners, your generosity, your overall outlook on life, just helping people feel better about themselves, you know.
As the math department leader, what inspires you to lead your team and help students appreciate the beauty of mathematics?
Well, those are kind of two questions. As far as leading my team, I've been the math department lead for a number of years, but I've been teaching for 15 plus years. And I can think back to my first couple years as being a math teacher, and I see my own evolution. And so as teachers have come and gone over the years here, we've had a number of different math instructors that were friends that are no longer here. And we have an influx of new math teachers. And so everyone's kind of at different levels. Not that everyone's not a great educator, but just that some of us have been doing it longer than others. And there's little tricks to the trade. And so when you've done something long enough, you've seen kind of what works and what doesn't work. And so for me, I mean, every year when I go home over the summer, I'm happy to relax, but I'm also thinking about the next school year. And I'm thinking about how can I do it better? What can I improve on? How did I reach my students successfully? Where did I see that I kind of lost their attention? How can I motivate them? So for me, it's all about, you know, in my own life, but also with my students. And when I'm leading a team, it's how can I get the best out of people? So that's kind of how I look at that part of it. You know, you were in my class for a couple years, and so I don't know if we really ever got to the beauty of mathematics. I think what it was a challenge. And so the challenges that we have in the math classroom, they're going to be the same challenges that you face at home. They're going to be the same challenges you face on the job. They're going to be the same challenges that you face when you're dealing with traffic, frustration, overwhelmment, putting in the effort and not necessarily seeing the results. But eventually, the more that you center yourself and the more that you can kind of build upon the areas of your own personality that need the attention, then you start to see the progress. And the progress doesn't just bleed into the math classroom, but then it bleeds out in all other aspects of your life. So for me, when I'm looking for the beauty of math, math is everywhere. Math is in science. Math is in the beauty of nature. Math is in the way that the traffic moves as you go down the street. It's everywhere.
Could you share some of the creative or innovative approaches you've used to make math more engaging in the classroom?
Over the years, I've tried a number of different things. When I was younger, I used to use Quizlet, which is kind of like a flashcard game. And then it went to Kahoot during the COVID time. I used to have my students play Kahoot quite a bit. But as the time's gone on, I've actually relied less on the gamification of math, even though I think gamification is good. What I like to do is have students work in pairs or in small groups, or really I like to have them challenge themselves. Because if I think about competition, the only competition in life that's relevant is the competition between you and you. So what's important is that you see where you are and that you look for progress, incremental progress on a daily basis, and hopefully over the course of like a week or a month, or maybe it takes you a year, but you can look back and you can see where you've come from to where you're going. And so when I have the students with the mini whiteboards and I'm asking them questions and I'm having them hold up their answers and show me, and then I can go and I can work with them, it's not some elaborate project-based learning. It's really kind of the one-on-one or the small group where two students, I see them collaborating and one student's teaching another student. That's where the beauty is for me. If I can teach somebody and they can take that and share that knowledge and teach somebody else, then I feel like I've done my job.
How do you promote collaboration and continuous learning among the teachers in your department?
Well, I'm often checking on them, not necessarily going to their room, but when we have meetings or when I see them in the hallways. The other day I was sending something to one of my fellow math teachers, like saying, hey, this might be something you want to show your class. I'm always on the lookout for things that tie science and math together. Certainly interested in helping people who are maybe having some difficulties in their own classroom, giving them ideas, having them come here after school into my room, or going and walking into their room occasionally and saying, hey, how's everything going? Usually that leads into a conversation where somebody is giving me some idea of where they might feel like they could improve. And I don't ever try to come across as, hey, I know the best way. I just know one way. Or I know what's worked for me in the past, or I know it hasn't worked for me in the past, and I share that. And so it's a collaboration. And Miss Simone, even though you say I'm the head of the department, Miss Simone is an incredible resource for me, just as Mr. Skierski was an incredible resource. So, you know, when you have those incredible resources, those people that you can lean on, those giants whose shoulders you can stand on, where you can go and ask questions, I feel lucky. So if my fellow teachers feel lucky to ask me questions or to get help from me, I want them to know that I'm grateful for their questions, and I'm also grateful for the people who help me when I have questions.
Finally, what message or advice would you like to share with students who find math challenging?
It's challenging for pretty much everybody. You're not alone. Math is challenging for me. Certainly, I have a student who pushes himself and does some calculus in my class. He's taking algebra, and when he pulls up that calculus, it's challenging for me. I don't know all the answers. And so it's always fun to see somebody pushing themselves, because then that pushes me to want to be better. And so if there's somebody who's having difficulty, I always say that math is a language. And so it's its own language. It's like Spanish or French or English, right? You have to know the vocabulary. You have to practice. If you're not practicing on a regular basis, how can we possibly expect to be successful? So for me, it's, are you giving it your best effort? Do you have support? And if you don't have support, are you seeking support? Are you asking, what could I do to be more successful? So it's kind of like all of those questions, you know. So if you're not successful, it's because we're not following the approaches maybe that our teachers are giving us. And if our one teacher isn't giving us the best information, then by all means ask another teacher, or ask your classmates, or ask your family member, because it takes a village. It really does. I can't do it without my students and their families who are supporting them. I think maybe, as you know, I'm very involved, and it's very important to me that the families are also very involved. So that's kind of the way that goes.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. That's it for Leading with Purpose. More coming up soon.
Sharks, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Lens. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Jenny. This week we're giving you an exclusive look at what's been happening behind the scenes with our digital media team.
Behind every great video is a lot of fun moments too. Our team always finds a way to keep the vibe light while staying focused.
That's what Behind the Lens is all about, showing the passion, effort, and creativity that goes into every project we produce.
Like what I said, it's not always perfect, but it's always worth it. This is Behind the Lens.
And now for our quote of the week. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. That's it for this week's Wavemakers. Sharks, always remember to reflect our shark mentality by being safe, respectful, and responsible. Again, this is Brendan Agasar for the Wavemakers.